I want to get into what this show is really about, which is making great deals. That's right, it's old John Crowe's Radio Trading Post. And John Crowe, of course, rest in peace. I've been filling in for him for several years, but they are still going to call it John Crowe's Trading Post. We got a caller right now on the line. His name's Chip. Chip, what do you got for us this morning? I mean, whatever day, whatever time of, I don't discriminate. I don't want to get canceled. If it's morning, afternoon, evening, they're all fine by me. It's all good. Chip, what do you have for us today?
I got a signed photo here of Barney Frank, one of our nation's great senators.
Yeah, I mean, arguable, but okay, I guess that's got to be worth... Man, I don't know. Barney Frank's signature? I don't know. That can't go for much. What are you asking for, Chip?
I'm looking for 100th thou, cash only.
So that's the offer. Picture of Barney Frank. We're looking for $100,000. Sounds like no negotiations. Is that right, Chip?
If you try to negotiate with me, I will hunt you. I will hunt you with a crossbow.
All right, wow, we already have a caller. Hello, you're on the Trading Post.
Hey, how's it going?
I mean, if you're honestly asking me, I've kind of been just kind of struggling with a lot of things recently.
Talking about a picture?
Yeah, we got a picture of Barney Frank. It's going for $100,000. Do you want it?
Yeah, I really want it.
All right, well, why don't you let us get to know you a little bit? What's your name?
My name's Barney.
So you're Barney Frank. You just want a picture of yourself. Why do you buy pictures of yourself?
Because I don't know what I look like yet.
You don't know what you look like yet?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
I don't understand what you mean exactly. Like, couldn't you just consult any picture?
No, because I look different in all of them. Gotta figure out what I look like.
Honestly, I mean, now that you say that, it doesn't make sense. Like, I have seen, different pictures of me from different angles. I'm like, I don't even recognize that guy. It looks like a different species of guy.
Exactly, and it's like, do I have a beard? Do I have a mustache?
Well, I don't know how you couldn't know that. You can just touch your face for that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, is there anything else you had for us? How do you feel about the state of politics and, all that shit?
Yeah, everybody in Congress needs to send me more pictures of myself, because I don't know what I look like. I know what they look like. They know what I look like, but I don't know what I look like. That's not how it should be.
I agree with you. I think you should know what you look like. Who cares if it's late in life? You gotta understand the cards you've been dealt. So do you have $100,000, by the way?
Yeah, I got a whole super bag for that. Ah, shit, I wasn't supposed to tell you that.
That's okay. It's just the Trading Post bond. You take me at my word. I'm a man of integrity. All right, well, then I'll send you Chip's contact information. You can get in touch with him. You guys can negotiate a gentleman's trade. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Smell you later, loser.
Okay, well, okay. A little disrespectful. Love to be in the middle of a deal. Love it. Oh, I just remembered something. I feel like an idiot because I just remembered that I don't host John Crowe's Trading Post. It's not a real show. This is actually a podcast. I feel like such a moron right now. I really need to do better. So to unlock this next segment of the podcast, you just have to pass this quick audio CAPTCHA. The CAPTCHA is, how are you doing? And if your response is just beep boop noises, sorry, you gotta turn back now. This part is just not, it's not gonna be fun for you. Like, I don't want to make robots not like me. Seems like a big mistake right now. At this juncture in history, not a good time to talk shit about robots. Because I think tomorrow, my entire family is going to be replaced by touchscreens. You could pretty much sell anybody on anything if you say, well, you can just bypass everything. We just put a touchscreen in here. Don't want to talk to the Uber driver? Fine. Put all the shit in the app. Just say, I don't want to talk to you. You can do that. I mean, that's an option. You can be like, conversation level, no conversation, medium conversation. It would be fun to put in I like lots of conversation. I need you to be talking nonstop, or I'm gonna give you 1 star. And I'm gonna jump out of the car if there's even a 5-second pause in conversation. It's funny to like demand a performance from your Uber driver. Be like, hey, do you have like a Type 5 you could throw my way while you're navigating this 7-lane highway? Imagine being so desperate for something to talk about as an Uber driver. You're like going through rush hour traffic and you're just like frantically asking like, have you ever had scrambled eggs before? Meanwhile, you're just like mowing down pedestrians. You're causing thousands in property damage. But you're providing entertainment for someone, and that's more valuable than any property or any human life. And I stand by that. I truly believe that. Some jokes are so good that somebody should die. I can't think of any that have been made, but maybe there will be one. Maybe I'll say it on this podcast. Today. Or tomorrow. Whatever day. I don't want to, like, make anybody mad. If you're listening to this in the future, like, I don't want to, like, future-splain to you. You know better than I do and what's gonna happen. Like, I'm staying in my own lane. I'm today. And yes, I'll be in the future, too. I assume I'll be there with you. And if I'm listening to this, here's a message to me. You need to invest in a company called Apple. Wait. I got this mixed up. Sorry. Don't do anything. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Anyway, there's so much other stuff to talk about. I gotta talk about have you had scrambled eggs before? How do you like your eggs? Scrambled, sunny side up, fried, traumatized, exhausted, or cursed? I think those are all the options, right? It wasn't until later in life that I started to appreciate a good Eggs Benedict. It's the hardest way to make an egg, right? It's the most fucked up thing you could possibly do to an egg. What is that called? Poached. It's a poached egg, yeah. But even people who are good at making eggs are like, I would not tread upon that path. You're just not there yet. And they say it in a really foreboding way. Like Gandalf telling you that, like, you need to get ready before you go to Mordor. I'm like, it can't be that hard. I mean, I can look up the instructions on the internet. So I can cheat. The internet is cheating. Nothing that we've done since the internet is invented has counted for anything. How to poach an egg from the kitchen. And you know kitchen's not spelled with an E for some inexplicable reason. So we're looking at a beautiful picture of a poached egg. Poached eggs are cooked by slipping them naked into a bath of gently simmering water. This is overly sensual. And they come out with silky, easily pierced whites and golden, gooey yolks. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of this because I'm getting sick. I'm never going to have a poached egg again. Don't talk about eggs like that. They're not just pieces of meat. I mean, they really aren't. They're eggs. They're not meat. But they come from a meat, which all the best things do. I mean, everything any human has ever done is just something that came from meat. Sorry to tell you that. This podcast brought to you by meat. Meat. You can't spell meat without me. Anyway, I gotta get Slurp on Lipstick out here. He's been, having himself a hell of a new year. I think he wants to talk all about it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the host of Time Check, Slurp Von Lipstick. Give it up. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am Slurp Von Lipstick. This is, of course, Time Check. And just right off the bat, I want to say to my fans in Brazil, all of them saying, come to Brazil, come to Brazil. I counted all of them, and the messages are actually twice the number of people who actually live in Brazil. This is the problem with Brazil. That's why you see these comments. They're too into everything. They need to dial it back a little bit. They need to narrow down their interests. They love everything. You watch a clip on YouTube of like an old Disney cartoon with skeletons dancing around playing their rib cages like xylophones. You look at the comments, it's like, come to Brazil. It's like, who? You want the skeletons? Like, you'll watch an old recording of Grover Cleveland, and people are like, come to Brazil. It's like, he's not going there. He's not coming. The last time tour I did, it was a total fucking disaster. So I'm not going to do that again. On top of everything else that happened, you know what I found out? I found out my fly was unzipped the entire time check tour. All the cities, all the states. Do you have any idea the damage that's going to do to my legacy? To my bloodline? My 7 young identical sons are going to have to live with this shadow over them? That reminds me, every time I see my 7 young identical sons together, a shadow appears on the wall. Like in Phantom Menace when they show Anakin and then the shadow that looks like Darth Vader. But their collective shadow somehow combined to form the shadow of... it looked like a demon or Satan or something. So I don't know if that's good or not. Like, I did go on Google and I typed in Satan good or bad. You know, I haven't really had my ear to the ground with that debate, so I just kind of got a temperature of the situation, and his reviews are mixed. If he was an Uber passenger, he'd probably have like 3 stars. You gotta understand, I just focus on time. I just want to know what time it is. I don't care about Satan, and I don't even care about my 7 young identical sons. Really, I'm focusing more on my homunculus, he's growing up to be quite the man, quite the old chap. I don't know, like, how to raise a homunculus, because when I read the instructions for how to make a homunculus, I stopped at the part where I had made a homunculus. But I don't know how to raise him, and I didn't really think that part through, so... The thing is, if I were to get rid of him, I don't know if I would, would I just drop him off at a fire station? Or would I just flush him down the toilet? Oh, okay. Well, he's calling right now. The homunculus is calling me on the timeline. How have you been, my boy? They're in the fridge. I told you I've told you a million times they're in the fridge. I haven't seen that episode yet. Why would you spoil it? I had no idea that the anatomy was Grey's. Alright, but at some point you're gonna have to get your own Netflix, because I can't live like this anymore. Your recommendations are all like shows about little men who've come to life and like little mythical creatures and stuff. And that's screwing up my whole thing where I'm watching Seinfeld backwards because I want to see Jerry's hair get longer. And you're screwing it up for me because it's interspersed with episodes of like the tiniest man who ever lived and like little itty bitty boy and like weird stuff like that. Yes, I know the littlest, ittiest, bittiest guy who ever lived has lots of really deep subtext to it, but that doesn't mean you have to binge the whole season in one fucking day. Spread it out a little bit. Yes, we both like The Office. We can agree on that at least. Okay, we've reached an accord. Okay. Alright, homunculus, are you strapped in? You ready to hear what time it is? Might as well do it while you're on the line. Alright. The current time's 10:23 p.m. By the way, since you're just in the house, can you drop by on the litter? Which, for the listener, that's how I refer to my 7 young identical sons. Oh, you didn't have to say that so wetly. Oh my god, how did they do that? So which one was pushing the gas pedal and which one was firing the gun? Oh my god. Look, my sons are an enigma even to me. They just kind of do their own thing and I let them do it. It's like the 60s. Or the 70s, maybe. Or the 80s. And then the 90s. And then something happened. Wow. You really put it in a way that I could never have articulated myself. Thank you so much, homunculus. Maybe I won't flush you down the toilet like I was thinking of doing. Okay, well great, thank you so much. I'll see you later. Well, we've checked the time. But the time, when you look at the clock, you know, that's the time that it is now, because all there is now. I'm here to tell you, you can't lock yourself in time. You can't care about what year it is. You can't care about what day it is. You can't care about whether or not you're wearing pants. You just have to chase your dream. And by the way, I've never worn pants while doing time check. And you were none the wiser, you fools. You NPCs. You couldn't detect my pantslessness? I've done a lot of things not wearing pants. I went to Petco, I tried to buy a goldfish. They wouldn't sell it to me because I wasn't wearing pants. It's like, what kind of fucking country is this? What was even the point of fighting World War II if we're gonna accept living like this? I mean, what's even the point of trying to wear pants anyway? I suck at it. My zipper's always unzipped, and people always see my stupid boxers. And sometimes they see my stupid dick. My dick is stupid. People see it, they're like, that's dumb. People are like, I'm losing IQ points looking at it. I really want people to know I don't want them to see that stuff. I just don't know how to wear pants. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to drive a car. I can only drive it in reverse. It's a real condition that a lot of people suffer from. Thank you so much for finding out what time it is with me. It's a really special moment for me. I don't really care how you process it. This is not really about you. Yes, thanks for the applause. I think I deserve it. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, do I go now? Is this when I go? Sorry. Now? Do I go now? Bye-bye. Okay, great. Everybody, yeah, give it up. That's right. Show your love for the host of Time Check, Slurp Von Lipstick, who's banned from every Petco. Actually, if you see Slurp Von Lipstick in Petco, you're legally allowed to shoot him. Dead in the head. My dad owns and has always owned, for as long as I've been alive, an aquarium. So I found myself at Petco a lot as a kid because he'd be buying fish all the time, which is loosely connected to the fact that fish die all the time, so you gotta be replacing these things. You know, you can't turn your fish tank into like South Korea. But the aquarium section in Petco specifically was always kind of like fascinating to me, like as a kid, but also eerie, because it's like some part of you is like, I know they're not really supposed to be here. They made a simulation of an ocean for a fish. I mean, I know I'm in the ocean because there's ocean stuff around me. There's a little mermaid decoration over there with bubbles coming out of it. So that's how I know I'm home, baby. So that's the end of the segment for fish. If you're a fish and you're listening, glub glub, and you know, hope you had a great Hanukkah. All fish are Jewish. It doesn't mean all Jewish people are fish. It just means all fish are Jews. I don't know why. I think it was an accident that somebody made at some point. But every fish is Jewish. Is Jewfish. Are you allowed to say that now? Can you say Jewfish? I don't think so. I don't know what you're allowed to say anymore. Is it okay to yell fire in a crowded theater? Or did the woke left take that away from us too? What's next? Like, it seems like that joke must have been made on The Daily Show. Like, I haven't seen it on there, but I'm just assuming that it was done. So I'm sorry to everybody for saying something that somebody probably already said. I should add that disclaimer to every single thing that I say, to anybody. I should say, I apologize if you've heard this before, but hello. I don't want to lose face right away, but I'm gonna pull out an old reliable. I'm gonna say hello to you. It works 99% of the time. Most of the time you get a hello back. After that, you're on your own. I don't know what happens. I've never gotten further than that. But after everything I say, I'll say, you know, I don't claim the rights to anything I just said. Somebody else said them. Somebody way smarter and more rich. Somebody more rich did it first. Isn't that one of the drawbacks of late capitalism? It's like, every dumb thing I've ever thought of, a rich guy has tried to do it. He's probably out there doing it right now. The more money you have, the more dumb you can be. It's like, I don't even have to be smart about anything. I'm just gonna blow millions of dollars on making a huge fucking hole in the ground that I can crash airplanes into forever. just because it's fun. Oh, it looks like the phone lines ring up. Maybe a Grey's Anatomy fan. We can talk anatomy. Hello, you're speaking with the Purgatory Podcast.
Hey, do you recognize me?
You sound really familiar to me, and I'm just like really having a hard time placing it exactly. I kind of know how Barney Frank feels.
Okay, that's really interesting. I really like hearing all that stuff about you, but I thought I'd just let you know I'm God.
Oh. Well, there's a few of them floating around out there, so would you care to identify yourself?
Just the normal one. Just the regular God.
Okay, well... do you have anything to plug? I mean, I don't understand what...
Well, I don't know. I just got the heaven phone hooked up. Now I can talk to mortals. Most of them don't think I'm me. And you don't care.
Well, I mean, you just sound kind of boring, honestly. Like, the way you talk. Like, you're like, oh, I'm God. Like, it just makes it seem like heaven's really boring. Also, you guys have phones now? That sucks. I don't want to deal with that.
Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri.
It just seems like it's going to be the same old shit when I get to heaven.
No, it's good. It's good.
That doesn't sound convincing at all.
It's really good. I also just want to say I did make everything, except for one thing, and that's the platypus. A lot of people say, oh, God has a sense of humor. No, I don't. I take things very seriously. I would never think of a platypus. So I'm still trying to figure out how it got there. I pressed save on the file when I did Earth, and I said don't overwrite.
Okay, well, do you have any leads as to who made the platypus? We got any clues?
Honestly, the fact that somebody else could create something makes me think maybe I'm not actually God at all.
You really, of all people, should do Rogan.
You think so? I just don't have time right now because I'm trying to kill off a bunch of platypi. I don't even know if you call it that. I don't know because I didn't make it.
Right, I get it. You're busy. Yeah. Anything else you want to mention?
Yeah. Don't pray to me because now I'm not sure if I'm God. This sucks. Don't pray to me. If you pray to me, you might have fucked up.
Wow, wait till the Vatican hears about this. Alright, well, best of luck with that. Oh, God, thank you so much for calling in. And I think that brings us to the end of the show. I mean, I don't know how you would be able to top that. Next week's episode, I'm going to be talking to Satan, so you gotta get both sides. And I'll just kind of play the part of the hapless dumbass with the demon and the angel on my shoulder, and I'm just looking back and forth at them, trying to decide, like, should I just do nothing all day but binge season 56 of Grey's Anatomy again? This is what I need God's input on. I need him to tell me what to do, because I can't figure it out. You gotta be on your own, like a complete unknown, like a Rolling Stone. That's my segue into me having seen the Bob Dylan movie and talking about it. I don't really like Bob Dylan at all. I mean, he's fine. He doesn't, like, offend me. I'm not mad when I hear Bob Dylan. And he's not a good singer at all. The songs in the movie sounded better than his actual songs. But I get it. Like, it's part of the thing. It's part of who he is. The funniest thing about, I guess it's just, this is how time works, but when you look back in history, it all seems kind of silly. Because we eventually learned lessons. We learned lessons where it's like, we mostly probably shouldn't throw things at somebody just because they're playing a different type of music than they did before. Because that's what happened to Bob Dylan at the Newport Music Festival in the early mid-60s or whatever it was. But it's funny because it's like the most inoffensive sounding rock you've ever heard because you know Bob Dylan. And you have the historical context that you have. And everyone in the crowd just immediately begins punching each other in the face. It's like we expected you to struggle to sing over an acoustic guitar, not struggle to sing over an electric guitar. Again, I get it. I get the appeal. Nowadays, when you pull out an electric guitar and start playing, everyone just says, like, you have to leave Guitar Center. You've been here for 72 hours, struggling to play the Nokia default ringtone. You're not even close. And to these people I say, how about, give me a chance? Maybe this is my own Newport Folk Festival. Maybe I've only learned one note. But maybe I could really be something. And they just throw stuff at me like knives and guns. I'm like, you're supposed to shoot the gun, fucking idiots. That's why they work at Guitar Center. Thanks for listening to the podcast.